Okay, good morning. Welcome to Hedgehog Academy, and today what I'm doing is exactly that. I'm going to be stretching up some canvases. In the process of doing that, I have to cut them down. So I'm doing this first. Sometimes if you're really good, you can actually cut the canvas down without even using a ruler. But this is customers' work, and so I want to make sure that customers' work is always no guessing. So basically I'll just line it up like that, run the blade. When I come to this part here, I just leave the blade in, line it up again, fold, and pull. And so that gives me a pretty clean cut. Then when I flip it over, and I want to dry out, because there's a 2-inch border on this for my stretcher bars. And if I've done my job right, which sometimes I do, I can count on it being exactly what I need it to be. Every now and then. Not always, but every now and then. So this is the first thing you do. Now when I first teach this, I want you to find your centers on everything, including your stretcher bars, so everything lines up. But over the years, it's kind of gotten to be a little bit of a waste of energy to do that. And not because I don't want you doing it, but because I think you can visibly line things up, you know, as close as possible there, so we can eyeball it. So that's what I'm going to do here, is I'm going to eyeball this with the canvas. And every now and then, I do my stretcher bars right. So, and I would rather undercut my bars a little bit rather than trying to get them exact. So I line it here, line it there. Needs to come down a little bit. Some of these hairs right there. And then what I do is I just pull up, hold, staple. And that's where these things come in, as soon as I can find them. My favorite stretcher pliers. So for this job, you're going to need stretcher pliers. You might need this, and you might need an awl. Okay, something like, hang on a second here. You know, something like an awl. Okay, at least you have to pull staples. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to my centers. Make sure that's even. Here. Now this bar is pretty thin, so when I pull in, I can actually overstretch that. So I'm just going to pull in enough where I want it, run a staple. I want to turn it this way, tap it down. This part you can't see because it's above. And then staple here. So all 4 corners get stapled. And sometimes you do your job right, it looks good. Okay, I'm going to have to move you, so I realize I'm not back far enough, so please hold on, okay? Okay, you might see the camera move, but what I did was stapled on these corners here. When I set it up, I stapled here and here in the centers. It just makes it so it doesn't move. So my next thing is, you know, I like my puckers to be across the top, but I don't like the seams. Everybody has their own opinion on where they like this. They either like it like this, like that, to where get a pocket, or like this. I'm kind of switching because I think the sides, I can live with the seam a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come this way. Just make sure I got that right. I'm going to take my pliers. Now pliers have a specific purpose, of course. And there's a lot of different ways of stretching. This is the way I stretch. Okay. And on large canvases, you got a lot of material to deal with. So you can see I'm pulling down here on this end, and I'm pulling this here, so it keeps a nice taut surface. I don't want to have any bubbles, ripples, or anything else like that. Some of it will take care of it with the rest when you staple, but you got to definitely staple and hold. And just keep in mind the right tools for the right job. Pocket here, so you go like this, push down the top, makes a tail. A tail, you fold over, so like this. Hold on. Okay, folks, so what I'm talking about here is making a corner. So you're going to push this out here, you're going to go straight down like that, and that's going to round that off. So that way you don't have to cut your canvas. This also, I'm making a tail. So it's that little, I'll pull it in here close. So I have my canvas like this, okay? So if I have my canvas like that, I push down, you can already see it starting that, and then I have that little flippy thing right here. That is called a tail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compress it. I want to hold it so it's like at a 45-degree angle. Take my staple gun, run 2 staples. That way when this comes over like this, it gives me a nice sealed edge. So now most time when you stretch, they tell you to stretch, they tell you to stretch, this, like that. I like doing full corners. So I'm going to come here, watch my top. Okay. And you want your staples. Remember, you're looking at it from a professional standpoint. So if your staples are not evenly spaced, it's going to look like a amateur did it, okay? So again, I take that whole area right there, I push down, make sure it's level, create my tail, I run 2 staples, just like that. That also prepares me when I go this way here, I've got a nice edge to work with. So I'm going to come here, can you see that? Okay, good. And you can see when I pull down, I'm putting my thumb here. I'm going to let up with the pressure here and push down with my thumb at the same time. So then nothing is there. There's no loss of tension. And if you notice, I'm also using these pliers as a gauge. Okay, so when I get down here to the corner, I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold with my whole thumb here. There we go. Run 1 staple this way, 1 staple that way to the bottom. That makes a nice little pocket. So now I'm going to go this side here. Okay, so I'm going to come okay, there we go. And I'm looking for tautness all the way around. So no ripples up here or anything else like that. So that's the reason why you see me pulling on this tail over here. And you want everything to be even and consistent. Notice how I'm angling the staple rather than do it the other way. How many times you see me angle my staple this way rather than this way? How many times have you gotten canvases from the stores when they're stapled like that and all of a sudden the canvas gets sloppy? Yeah, thought so. This way there, you can do this. And everything looks pretty good. Okay, again, I'm going to tuck down here. Oh. And if that happens, you blow a staple out, take your awl, pry up, take your pliers, and then you can run another staple in. Basically, when that happens, it's usually because it hit one of the other staples. Okay, so I'm going to come here. Now, something you'll hear when you're doing this is a drum sound when you get to your final turn. And that drum sound is kind of important because it tells you got a time. Okay. Hear that? I'm going to pull here. Now sometimes if I do that, it kind of puckers a little bit. So you got to adjust while you're doing this. So I'm going to come this way. Take these a few staples, turn it. Because your job as an artist, yes, is the paint. But if you're taking this in, your job as a framer is to be professional. If you're not professional, what you doing? I'm going to take another pair of pliers here. Hang on. Okay, now I'm starting to hear that drum. Yeah. And I'm having to use less and less tension on this side to make sure it's where I want. Once you do this for a while, you really do learn the benefits of this. I always got tired of people telling me, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's how it is." It's like, no, that's not how it is. How it is you doing the job right, and I'm not having to go back and fix your makeups. Okay, and take that last corner, staple in, got it. Now hear that? That's what you're looking for, even on a raw canvas. Okay, there we go. Okay, now for the hangers, because everything gets hangers. So I'm looking at this. It looks nice and clean. Yep, I love it. She did a really good job on this. So I want to make sure the print looks really good too. Now typically you want to do a third on the hangers. So if we measure this out, we say, okay, we'll say this is, oh, I hate this. It's gonna get me. Say 35. So 35 divided by 3 is 12. 35, about say 12 and a half. 13, let me see, 16 is 32. 17 and a half. So I'm gonna take my awl and go 17 and a half, which I don't like, that's half. So I'm probably going to do this, if I take 35 divided by 3, let me see, 14, there's 32, 15, 40, hold on, yeah, 12 times 3 is 36, so 11, I'm going to go 11 and a half. Okay, for all you math whizzes, it's probably not exactly 11 and a half. And I'm using an extra number 6 braided wire. This thing will hold up your garage door. And I'm doing a fish hook hanging system on it. That can come off there. this. I thought I had my wrap here, but I don't, so I'm going to go in the house. Okay. Inspect your canvas. It's pretty tight all the way around. I'm not too disappointed in it. I think she'll be happy with it. So my last one is to wrap it, so hold on. Well, I can't find my wrap, so that's going to be okay. I'll just make sure I protect it really well, take it up to her. But anyway, that's how you do that. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully this video has been informational and inspirational. If you've got any questions, you can always contact me. I'm more than welcome to be around. And this is my new camera, so hopefully it gave me a little better imagery. And I need to do something. I've been working all morning long. So anyway, keeping with Hedgehog Academy out. You guys have a great day.